Welcome to Lisa Marie's Cooking Live. We are doing some breakfast at lunchtime. Have you ever heard of that before? Well, welcome to the Breakfast Anytime Club. We have some guests this morning. Say hello.
Hi.
Anybody else want to say hi? They're not saying hi, but they're going to eat. So what we are preparing this morning is some biscuits. We're going to do some creamy grits. Thank you for joining the broadcast. We are going to prepare some scrambled eggs and enjoy our breakfast. And I have some of that yummy strawberry preserve that I made yesterday to go in between that yummy delicious vanilla cake. We're going to use that on some of our biscuits. So let's get started. Good morning, Monique. It's still morning. It's not noon here, and I know it's morning where you are, lady. Early morning. So, yum. Yes. Let me share with you how you can make some really creamy grits, and I'll show you what I've got going already. Okay, so first you want to have some hot boiling water. And so I've got this water here. I've already heated it up, and I'm making a large amount of grits. Hi, James. Thank you for joining the broadcast. No.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hi.
They want to take my other pan and put some bacon on it. I told them, no. Yes, that's good. How many pieces is that? We're doing bacon. We're baking our bacon, and Stephanie is laying everything out on the pan. Stephanie, how many pieces is everybody going to have?
3.
3? Okay, that's good. Does anybody feel like they need to have more? All right, so I think we're going to have enough bacon there. Monique just got finished talking to Judy. She is making shrimp and grits right now. Ooh, yummy. All right, cool. Let's see here. Hi, Kurt. Thanks for joining. Let's see here. They want another pan. They want to have more bacon, so we're going to have to put some more bacon. I've got the oven preset for our bacon at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I also have the oven preheated at 475 for our biscuits. So we're going to do our biscuits, we're going to do our bacon, and we're going to get started. Let's get started with our grits. In the gym, finishing up, and saw you say creamy grits. You ought to stop over and come get you some creamy grits, James. All right, so I've got here 6 cups of water, and that water is boiling hot. What I'm going to add to that is you want 2 cups of water basically to 1 cup of grits. All right, so I am going to add, this is half a cup, and this is another half cup. So that's 1 cup, and this is going to be 2 cups. All right. So now once you put your grits in with your water, you want to make sure you stir them together well. I'm just going to use this because sometimes your grits will clump up on you, but you don't want them to clump up. Breakfast for lunch, yummy, right? I know that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so what we're also going to do here is we are going to add some oil. And just rule of thumb, whenever you're going to have like I said, for 1 cup of grits, you want to make sure you put like 3 tablespoons of oil in there. So we're going to add some oil in, and we're adding enough oil for maybe about 1/4 cup of oil for this, because that's going to help your grits to be nice and creamy. You want your fire to be like on a medium heat, because this will cook for a while, at least 20 to 30 minutes. All right, and then we're also going to add some salt. So you want to put at least a good 2 teaspoons of salt sounds like a lot, to every cup of grits. So we're going to add maybe like a tablespoon and a half of salt. Because you've got to salt your grits good. And then I'm going to just take this. Now I've reduced my heat to like between a low to a medium high heat. You can see it's not very high. And we're going to let this just cook for about a good 20 to 30 minutes, just like that. And we'll do our eggs last. Yes. I may have missed it, but did you put any salt in that yet? I just added the salt, James. Let's see. Breakfast for lunch, yummy. Yes. That's what we're having, breakfast for lunch. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get started on our... So the bacon is... Look, the bacon's already laid out. And here what we're going to do is... What I like to do is... when you put your... You line your... That's okay, that's okay. This is trial and error, but I always like to have the parchment paper up higher around the pan when I bake my bacon. I love plenty of bacon, yes. And then what we're going to do is, the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that the oil doesn't drip out on the side. And when I'm finished baking the bacon, it's easy cleanup. I can just remove the parchment paper. Yeah, so we'll just fold the sides a little bit right here. And fold the sides a little bit right here. And they're ready for the oven. So are you going to do the honors, Stephanie, and put those in the oven? Yeah, so Stephanie is doing our bacon. Yes. Yes. Let's see. No, that's the 475 is the top for the biscuits. So we'll use the bottom oven. So are you excited about having some buttermilk biscuits, Stephanie?
Yes, I am.
You are?
Top rack and lower.
Both?
Okay.
Yeah. So we're putting that bacon in the oven at 400 degrees, and we will bake it for approximately 20 minutes at least. There we go. And before you know, we're going to have some yummy, yummy bacon.
Yes.
But now we're going to get started on those buttermilk biscuits. Who loves homemade buttermilk biscuits? Everybody here does, that's for sure. You love bacon? Bacon. I love bacon. I love breakfast any time of the day. I don't need breakfast just at 7, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I can eat breakfast at 7, 8 o'clock at night. And today we're eating it for lunch. I know a lot of people are getting those grills smoked up and ready to celebrate Independence Day. God has truly blessed America, and we want to make sure that we are grateful for that. And all of our military brothers and sisters who are there fighting for our freedom here in America. Hey, remember to always keep God first and keep them in your prayers as well. They're sacrificing, making major sacrifices for us. Too bad you're not here to be over for lunch. All right, now. So what I have is, let me grab it. I put my flour in the refrigerator so it would be nice and cold. And I also have some butter that we're going to be using. So I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour in the fridge, and it's nice and cold. And we're going to use 1 stick of butter, which is half a cup of butter. My grandma used to make about 50 buttermilk biscuits. Yes, indeed. You have to sometimes. You know, the nice thing about biscuits is you can make them ahead of time. You could either put them in the freezer unbaked and take them out and let them thaw in the fridge and then bake them. Or you can bake them ahead of time and freeze them and then just warm them up when you're ready to eat them. But let me grab my flour. Let's see. No, you want the flour in the freezer because you want to keep everything cold. And I came over here to look for something. What was it? Oh, my grater. All right, so this is, where is my butter? Here it is. I got everything in the fridge nice and cold. I've got some buttermilk that I made. I've got my flour here, and I have some cold butter. Let me get my grater. here we go. All right, you want to grate your butter. It's important that the butter is really cold so that you can grate it. Sorry, y'all, I got to get a few items here. We're going to use a larger bowl. All right, so let's get started making these homemade buttermilk biscuits. Okay, to make your buttermilk, all you need to do is have a cup of milk, and this is like a couple cups, but a cup of milk and 3 tablespoons of either vinegar, white vinegar, or lemon juice, fresh squeezed lemon juice, and you can make your own buttermilk. You want to use a full-fat milk when you're doing it, like vitamin D milk, half and half, or you can use evaporated milk, but it'll make great buttermilk. All right, so we've got 3 cups of really cold all-purpose flour. And whenever you're making something like biscuits or, muffins and anything that requires pancakes, when you use your flour, you're gonna just remember you have a cup of flour. You'll need a teaspoon of baking powder. It's kind of like a little tip. A cup of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. You can make really good biscuits. You can make good pancakes. You can do good muffins. Is a little bit different of a combination, but whenever you're doing anything like pancakes or biscuits, remember that 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. So here we go. So I've got 3 cups of flour. So I am going to be using, this is a tablespoon of baking powder, which is 3 teaspoons. So I'm going to dump that in here. And then I have, this is a teaspoon and a half of kosher salt. That's a half a teaspoon for each cup. Now for the biscuits, I always like to add a little sugar. So I've got a couple tablespoons of sugar here. And I am going to just stir all of these ingredients together. All right, now what you want to do is we're going to take our butter. It's cold, 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 and I am using an unsalted sweet cream butter. I am going to put my grater right here in the bowl with my flour, and I'm just going to grate it. And the reason why we're grating it is you could either take your butter and cut it up in really small cubes, or you can take this and grate it. So you can have lots of little pieces of butter all through your biscuit mix, and it's going to just like pop when it heats up in the oven and create a light and fluffy and airy buttermilk biscuit. So we're going to use this whole stick of butter and just grate it. So Stephanie, you was asking me a question about why we use everything has to be cold.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's easier to grate, and when it's cold, it'll incorporate better in your flour.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to make sure everything's cold.
I have another question. You know how when you go to the store and buy buttermilk biscuits and you use a little butter?
Uh-huh.
That's what that is?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but they use a lot of other preservatives in the biscuits when you buy them in the store. So it's always better if you could just make your own. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my butter here, and if you have butter like stuck in the inside, just go ahead and get it out. Just like that. Okay. Now, you can see there's just a big pile of butter right here, and with the biscuit mix, all we're going to do is you could use your hand or you can use a spoon. You want to lightly just move it around and kind of incorporate it. Let me put it closer so you can see. Just move it around and incorporate it in your mix like this. Yeah, there we go. Just want to stir it in there. So we've got, it's kind of like a crumbly mixture now, but there's butter all in the mix. we're gonna do, you're probably gonna add, in this recipe, at least 1.5 cups of buttermilk. And this is nice creamy buttermilk that I made myself. So I want to say you put your first cup in and stir it around because you want it to come together really well. You're going to stir it a little bit at a time. Not too much because you don't want to overwork your dough. But remember, all of my ingredients are really cold, cold, cold. Cold, cold, cold. You see how well it's coming together? Okay. Let's put a little bit more. So, and then we'll just go ahead and mix this together. Incorporate it well together. So I think we're doing pretty good on this. So I want y'all to be able to see that, but sometimes the lighting doesn't work too good for that. Let's see me. Alright, so let's just go ahead and stir it. Alright, we're going to add a little bit more buttermilk. Anybody want to stir? Anybody want to stir? Nobody doesn't want to stir. Maybe, Stephanie, you can check the grits and see how they're looking, and maybe we can stir the grits a little bit. All right. Over there, there's a spoon right there in the drawer. Over there, yeah. Now, let's see. So we're going to add just a little bit more buttermilk. And that should be it with our milk. And now we're going to take this dough and we're going to turn it out onto the board. You just want this to come together. That's good. Let's go see what our grits look like. All right. They are nice, thick and thick and thick. So if your grits are really just a little thick, let me grab some water. We'll thin them out just a little bit. They're going to be really good, you guys.
I said they're going to be really good.
They're gonna be really good.
So we're going to add maybe, let's go ahead and add like a 1/2 cup of water in here. Because they're thick and creamy, but we want them to still cook a little bit. So we're just going to add a little water. Maybe about a 1/2 cup of water. And we don't want to stir them too much because they're already nice and creamy, but this water will just help to keep them really creamy. Okay. We want the water around the side. We're going to put our top right back on. You don't have to disturb them too much because they're cooking nicely. All right, let's get back to the biscuits. Oh, who's going to go and make some buttermilk biscuits? I know I invited a few people to come and have some. So we're going to put these on the countertop. We'll grab some flour. Let me get some flour, y'all. And we will put just a little flour here on the countertop. My countertop is nice and clean. So we're going to put some flour right here on the countertop. And we want to dump our biscuit dough right onto the countertop. We've got our salt, we've got our sugar, and we're balancing all of our ingredients out that way. You could also just use self-rising flour if you want to. I don't have self-rising flour, that's why I made my own self-rising flour. Alright, and then we'll put just a little flour on top. And we're going to just press this into like a shape, more like a square or rectangle. We'll take our rolling pin, put a little flour in our rolling pin, and we're just going to push this together like this. It's all going to come together. This will all incorporate well together. I know it's hard for y'all to see that. Let's see. I don't know how to make it easier for you to see, but that's that white flour. So I'm going to just take it and fold it over a little bit. And we're going to just roll it some more. Now we don't want to press too hard on this because we want our layers to come into play. And you're going to have layers and layers of fluffy, yummy biscuits. You see how I'm turning it every time that I do this? And my dough is really light. I want y'all to see that. So you see how the dough looks here? Okay, and I just folded it again. And what I'm going to do is just roll it out some more. Okay. And we don't want to add too much flour to it. Okay, now we're going to take it and fold it again. Okay, and then we're going to roll that out. I did this because I want y'all to see what I'm doing. I'm going to put the camera back up. All right, let's see. But that's basically what I'm doing. And you're going to do that maybe about 4 or 5 times. Okay? And let's go ahead and we're going to, roll it out just a little bit more. I think we're going to need to use a little bit more flour. You don't want to put too much more flour on here, but it's sticking a little bit to my my board, my rolling pin. Get that off of there. Okay. Okay, we're going to fold it again. And the reason why I don't want to add too much more flour is, again, I'm not trying to add to the batter. So I just want to make sure that they remain light and fluffy. And not, but it sticks, if it sticks a little bit to your countertop, just add a little bit more flour. And this is going to be the last time that we do this. And I'm going to cut these biscuits out. You can roll them to about a thick inch. An inch in thickness. Alright. I'm going to show y'all what that looks like. You see? It's about an inch thickness. Yummy, 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 yummy Buttermilk Biscuits. They are going to be so good too. Alright. Let me get my little cutter. You want to check the bacon and see that bacon smells good. Yes, check the bacon and see how the bacon looks. It looks good. Probably at least another 5 minutes on the bacon. Let me show y'all what the bacon looks like.
You can smell it.
That's what our bacon looks like. But we want to make sure we keep our bacon in the oven until it gets a little crispier. And we're going to save on some of that extra fat. Alright, I already have a pan lined with parchment paper. We're going to put our biscuits right on here. And when we put our biscuits on the pan, we want to make sure we put our biscuits close together. Okay, so here we go. We're going to cut our biscuits out.
Is that a biscuit cutter or just...
It's just a cookie cutter. I mean, just a cutter. It's just a round cutter. Alright, see?
Pretty, pretty, pretty.
And we'll start lining those in. Don't worry about, well, if you have some extra, we're going to roll that together and have more biscuits. This recipe should make at least 8 to 12, depending on how big you're cutting your biscuits. And I'm cutting my biscuits kind of large because I like a nice, fluffy, yummy biscuit. So we'll just keep cutting them out and stick them close together. Y'all see that? You can actually, if it sticks a little bit to your cutter, just take it and put it in some flour. Just like so. Stick it in your cup. And it'll stop sticking. Your biscuits will stop sticking. Alright. So, let's see. We have 8 biscuits there. We're going to take this, our biscuit dough, and we're just going to put it together. Alright. Pat it out. Inch thickness. And we'll cut some more biscuits out. I think we're going to probably get at least 1 more biscuit out of this. And what I do with my last biscuit is I just take it and put it right here in my cutter. And then we'll take it and put it, see, it makes a good biscuit. I don't know if you can see that. It still makes a really good biscuit. And we'll stick that on here. Now what we're going to do is, let me rinse my hands off. Let me rinse my hands off. We got a nice set of biscuits. We're going to put a little butter on top of our biscuits. But let me wash my hands first. Y'all want to get on live?
Oh, we have permission now?
No, I'm just saying. I asked them if they wanted to get on live.
I thought we were punished because we made us sit in the chairs all fall.
No. So I always keep my scraper with me. And I like to scrape the countertop off. You gotta get that countertop clear. Scrapers are perfect for that. There we go. All right. So now what we're going to do is we will take some butter. I know we have butter inside of our biscuit. We're also going to take a little butter and just soften butter and just wipe some, or let me show y'all what we're doing. We're taking and spreading just a little butter right here on top, like so. And so when you take your biscuits out of the oven, they are going to have a nice color and it have that nice buttery taste right on the top. Just spreading some butter on it. That's all you want to do is just spread some butter. So let me finish spreading the butter. And then we will put these in the oven and they will bake at 475 degrees for about, maybe about, I want to say 10 to 12 minutes. And we'll see what they look like. Because depending on what size biscuits that you actually have, determines how long it actually cook. But on average at 475, they really don't take that long. Alright. Now not only are we going to put butter on the top of our biscuits, but we are also going to put butter inside of our biscuits once they are done. Yes. Biscuits buttered and ready to go in the oven, 475. Let me put them in. We're going to have some yummy biscuits. I wish y'all could smell what I smell. I smell bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? Bacon. In the oven. Now, let's go ahead and scramble our eggs. So what I did was I actually have my eggs. I know if I'm going to eat egg whites, I'm going to eat egg whites. But if I'm going to eat the whole egg, I am going to enjoy the whole egg. How are you all doing? Don't forget to share the broadcast with your friends. Ask them to come over and watch me prepare some yummy breakfast for lunch. And also, If you have not subscribed to Live Subscribe, in your upper right hand corner, there should be a Live Subscribe button or something over here that says Live Subscribe. Just go ahead and click on it and you will not miss any of my broadcasts. Remember to like the video. I think it's over on this side. Like the video. If you like the video, it helps our ratings to go up. And put comments below. If there's something you'd like to see me prepare here in my kitchen, all you have to do is write it in the comment section below and I will prepare right here in my kitchen. You know what they was doing? Acting funny behind the camera, but I'm going to get them. That's what happens when you invite others to come in the kitchen with you. I'm going to get it. You know what I'm going to do one time when I do live? I'm going to catch Israel snoring. Y'all want me to show y'all what he looked like when he knocked out?
That's how everyone is when they knocked out.
I mean, I'm just telling you. I got pictures. I actually catch him when he's sleeping and I take these photos and then I text it to him so he can see exactly what I'm talking about. Just how crazy he looks when he's sleeping.
Why do you watch me when I sleep?
Because you'll say, I don't sleep like that. Yes, you do. All right, so I've already taken my eggs and I've scrambled my eggs up already. And when you scramble your eggs, I just scrambled mine ahead of time. I have like a dozen of eggs in here. Plus I have some extra yolk to make them extra delicious. Remember I had those extra yolks? I put 3 of those yolks right in here with a dozen of eggs because, you know, when I was growing up and we had fresh eggs from our hens, we had some really good, colorful, yummy, fresh eggs. So I like to have the full fat in my scrambled eggs when I'm going to have scrambled eggs. Like I said, when I'm eating egg whites, I'm eating egg whites. But right now, I'm eating scrambled eggs. So I added some of those extra yolks because they're not going to go to waste. And I saved the other couple of yolks because I'm going to make some cookies. Not now, but I'm sharing cookies with a friend of mine. All right, so my pan is hot. You do not want to scramble your eggs too quick. You can use butter. I'm using some olive oil in the pan. And we will start frying our eggs. And you want your skillet to be hot because eggs are basically pretty cold. If I have any eggs left, I can take them and store them in the fridge and we can have them at a different time. And what we're going to do is on a medium fire, I am going to get Stephanie, why don't you come over here and do this? We want to add, yeah, okay. Well, Israel, you can come over here and scramble the eggs. Hi, Pam. Thanks for joining. All right. So what I want to do, too, with the eggs, somebody's scrambling eggs. Slowly scrambled eggs. So we're going to stir those nice and slow. I'm going to put a little salt, sprinkle some salt in here. I want to say a good teaspoon of salt. And we're going to add some pepper. You like eggs? Israel, do you like scrambled eggs? Take your time. I'm just saying, you can get your family in the kitchen. You want to scrape around the sides too. Okay?
Yep.
Alright. So when you go away to college, Israel, are you going to cook?
No.
You're not going to cook?
Ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles?
Ramen noodles.
You're not going to even cook for your roommates?
No, you crazy.
Yeah? You know how to cook certain foods now, don't you?
Yeah?
What's your favorite dish to cook?
I don't know.
What do you like to eat?
I like to eat sushi.
Sushi? Yeah, well,
I don't
you
know
can,
how to cook that.
yeah, well, we'll have to do a sushi class.
No. Last time you did that, you almost killed me.
No, because he
Straight-
had,
straight to the emergency room.
well,
No.
yeah, well,
You cannot
anyway,
make sushi. I'm sorry.
he had an allergic reaction to
Tell
some
people the truth now.
artificial crab meat.
I told you. I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Artificial crab meat. Anyway, let's scramble those eggs. So this is what they're looking like. All right. So you want to scramble your eggs slow because you want them to be creamy. You don't want them to be hard. Okay, there we go. That's very good, son. Very good. You see how nice and creamy they're looking? And that's what you want your scrambled eggs to look like. So you are doing an awesome job, son. An awesome job.
Okay.
He is doing an awesome job. Now let's check these grits, y'all. Let's see. Israel's got the eggs going. Let's check the grits. Our grits are nice and creamy. We've got some creamy grits here. You just want to stir them. They're thick, and we're going to just stir them around. You know what? Y'all can't see what they're doing, but I see what they're doing. That's okay. They're going to want to eat this breakfast. All right, let me get this over here so y'all can see what the grits look like. All right. I just want to stir them because they're thick, 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 and creamy. And then we're going to add some butter. So right before you get ready to serve them, you want to make sure you stir them up really good. So they're nice and thick and creamy. Look.
What makes the grits thick?
Time and love and stirring them. Yep, there you go. Some yummy, creamy, thick, yummy, delicious grits. So let me grab some butter, and we're going to put some butter in the grits. So I am going to add some butter. You can decide how much you want to add. I'm just going to put like half a stick of butter in here. That's good. You can actually turn them off. Look at how beautiful those eggs look. Israel did a good job with the eggs. They look so yummy. Excellent. We can turn that off. Our eggs are done. So I think you can prepare scrambled eggs for your college friends, right?
Nope.
At least eggs.
Nope. Ramen.
But I don't think that you can have like
Ramen.
ramen noodles. Yeah. All right, so let's see. I'll show you what the grits look like, y'all. So we've got some creamy grits. And they're going to be so delicious. Anybody want some creamy grits? Our grits are ready. Hey, Pam. Hey, Pam. Let's see here. All right, let me put the top on my grits. Everything's getting ready to come together. So we have our grits on, our eggs are ready. Let's check on our biscuits. Have just a few more minutes on our biscuits. And the bacon can come out of the oven, I'm sure. Oh yeah, let's take a look at that bacon, see if it's ready to come out of the oven. What y'all think? I think that bacon is ready. What do y'all think? Let's get that bacon out of the oven. Oh yeah, that bacon is ready. So we have a few pieces that are crispy at the bottom.
That's what I'm talking about right
Yep, crispy. And then we have a few. Do you want to put those? Do you want to put those back in just for a little while longer,
I
or
think so, a little bit longer.
maybe you? Okay, well, I like my bacon like this too. We have a few that are crispier and those that are softer. And then I'm going to show you how I save like my bacon fat too. There's not a whole lot of fat in this bacon, surprisingly. But I have a mason jar that I keep in the fridge that I do. Let me see. Those biscuits are looking amazing, y'all. We've got about 6 more minutes on our biscuits. Let's see. All right. So who's ready to eat some yummy breakfast for lunch? We're going to get our plates going. We are going to dress those plates. She says, I'm ready. Are you ready to eat breakfast? Oh, what about you, Israel? Yes, he is definitely going to eat breakfast. And what about you, Miss Stephanie?
Yes, I am.
You are ready? And y'all know I'm ready because I love tasting and eating all of the food that I prepare.
Hey, I already said grace.
He already said grace? He already said grace and we don't even have the food on the plate.
I already said grace, so this right here.
What are y'all doing for the 4th? Tell me what y'all doing for the 4th. We are having breakfast for lunch. And tonight you don't want to miss Lisa Marie's Cooking Live because I am preparing crawfish mac and cheese. It's going to be delicious. Crawfish mac and cheese. Don't forget to share the broadcast. What we're going to do is, I think we have a few more minutes on our biscuits. So what we're going to do is grab those biscuits, take them out of the oven. I will take a picture and show you how fluffy and yummy and delicious they are. And because I think we have a few more minutes on it, I don't want to keep y'all on the broadcast too long. But we're going to start plating everything. We're going to get all of our food. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and start plating everything. Let's plate now. And while we get all our stuff ready on our plates, then maybe we'll be able to see those biscuits come out of the oven. So let's grab some plates. Let's grab the plates. Okay, y'all get the spoons and forks and everything that we need. Hey, y'all get the spoons and forks. Get all the spoons and forks, everything that we need. Gotta get everybody busy. Get their hands in it. Now let's see, our eggs are ready. Our eggs are gorgeous. I'm gonna put our eggs in another container, another bowl, so we could just have our eggs. And I have some nice hot coffee ready. Hi, Kay. Thanks for joining. We have some fluffy, yummy, delicious eggs. Israel was making eggs, scrambled eggs this morning. All right. So let's put our eggs in our bowl. They are yummy, nice and creamy. Got a little salt and pepper on them too. These are just perfect. I'll let y'all see how good these scrambled eggs look. Some really good scrambled eggs. Perfect. They're not over scrambled, soft. Perfect scrambled eggs. Got a little salt and pepper in there too. And of course our grits are to die for. Let's put a little aluminum foil on top of our eggs right quick. Till everything else is plated. Want to make sure we have send your address. I'm gonna send my address as soon as possible. I sure will, okay? Yep, that is too funny. But our grits are nice and hot and creamy. Put our grits over here. All right, we're getting everything set up and ready. Oh, y'all can put that in the sink. Let's see if I can get them to move everything around. Uh-huh. All right. So, yeah. So we are getting everything ready for, y'all can put all that in the sink. See, many hands. Remember I was telling y'all about having multiple hands? It's amazing what you can do when you have a lot of hands. It's like having 8 hands today. Remember I said it'd be great if I had like 8 arms and hands that could do everything so I wouldn't have to do everything at one time myself. One thing I definitely want to do is enjoy this breakfast for lunch. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we've got all of our plates. You can just put the forks on the table, you know, that way. So we have our forks on the table, and we'll just get our plates. We need to set up our little smorgasbord. How many people remember? Hi, Israel. Kay says hi, Israel.
Hello.
He says hello. Yeah, Kay, that was pretty interesting, that boot camp that you were at. Very interesting. Might have to pick you up on that one day. I've not ever done a boot camp though. But we're gonna put in our biscuits, some yummy, yummy preserves that we made yesterday. All right, so we've got our eggs, we've got our grits, we've got our bacon, we have our plates, and we have our yummy, yummy appetite. This is how we're gonna get it all down. All right. So now let's go check on our biscuits. We have just a couple more minutes on our biscuits. See what they look like. Oh, they look so good. They look so good. Let's take our biscuits out the oven. Look at that. Yummy biscuits. Ooh-wee. Anybody want some homemade buttermilk biscuits?
They are pretty.
They're gonna be good too. Uh-huh. All right, so let's check our biscuits. Oh, wow. Oh, y'all, they look so good. Let me just pick one of them up. This is a homemade buttermilk biscuit. And when you open it up, look at what you got. We're gonna put some butter right in the middle. I gotta put some butter, y'all. Let me put some butter on it.
Here you go, here you go, here you go.
Okay.
He couldn't wait.
I'm gonna slice some butter
You gotta wait.
and put it right here in the middle of my biscuit, like this. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. As a matter of fact, we're gonna put some butter on these biscuits, period. Let's just put some butter on them. They're so, look how good they are. Just put a little slit right there in the middle. Okay. Put just a little butter. We're gonna put butter in some of them. I remember when I was growing up, how we would take those biscuits that my grandmother would make and put butter between all of them. And hi Brenda, thanks for joining. And I can tell you this, that those biscuits did not last. They did not last.
You can eat these for dinner.
Yep.
Like dinner hour.
Yes, they're so good. So we'll put butter on like half of them because not everybody wants butter in their biscuits. I can't imagine any reason why somebody would not want butter in their biscuit. But somebody just told me that they don't put butter in all of them.
I wonder who said that.
Why you don't want butter in your biscuit? What's wrong with you?
I said, got butter, I'm good.
It's good? She says she good. I love to have butter. I can't take it anymore. Okay, so let's get our grits. Let's just go ahead and plate everything. Grab that spoon over there that we use for our grits. Okay, y'all, it's time to eat. We got our grits. Creamy, creamy, yummy grits. Y'all see that with that butter on it? Happy 4th to you too, Brenda. Got some yummy scrambled eggs. You know what? I'm a quarantine them from the kitchen right now.
Right.
Okay. So everybody can serve up themselves.
It was just so good.
No, wait.
It was really good.
All right. That's how you want your grits to kind of fall on your plate. Nice and creamy grits. Put some eggs on the plate. I like my eggs to touch my grits. Some people don't really like their food touching. And then I'm going to take my biscuit, put it right here on my plate, and get me a couple strips of bacon. And I don't want to forget about my jam. The jam is going to go a little bit of my fresh strawberry preserves. It's going to go on my biscuit. On both sides, y'all.
Doesn't that look nice?
Anybody want some breakfast for lunch? Breakfast for lunch. Now y'all know what I gotta do, right? Elton just walked in. He needs a plate. Sandy's jealous. Well, look at that. Look at that. I want to taste my biscuit first, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Laura, for this wonderful, yummy, delicious buttermilk biscuit with all of this jam on it. Creamy grits. Nice and creamy, yummy grits. And some scrambled eggs. Gotta go in. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And a piece of bacon. Yes. Everybody got to serve themselves. We are going to go and sit at the table and say grace. Y'all want to say grace right now? Let's go ahead and say grace because I've cheated already.
Okay. Come on, Israel.
Thank you, Lord, for this.
Wait.
Too long.
Oh, you took too. Oh, I'm taking too long.
Come on.
God is great and God is good, and we thank you for this morning and for this amazing food that we're about to feast on. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Woo! Time to eat. Thank y'all for joining the broadcast. Remember to always keep God first. Enjoy the 4th. Keep our servicemen and women in prayer. Enjoy your family today. Eat, eat, eat. Have fun. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to share the broadcast. Bye, everybody. Kay said, that's mean, Lisa. Girl, I'm getting ready to text you my address. Bye.